Have you ever heard of the real-life tomb protectors? What if I told you there were real-life tomb protectors in ancient Egypt? Warriors so skilled, even the pharaoh trusted them with his most sacred treasures. These weren't just regular soldiers. They came from the south, trained in the harshest deserts, and became Egypt's secret weapon against thieves and invaders. Today, we're uncovering the story of the Magi, the elite guardians who patrolled the sands, tracked criminals, and even worked with dogs and monkeys. So, grab your explorer hat, because we're diving deep into one of history's coolest hidden stories. Long before they became Egypt's top security force, the Magi were desert nomads from a land called Nubia, south of Egypt. Their lives were tough. They learned how to survive in the brutal heat, track enemies by their footsteps, and move silently without leaving a trace. When the Egyptians first met the Magi, they saw outsiders. But soon, they realized something amazing. These people knew the desert better than anyone else. Egypt had huge borders to protect, and local soldiers weren't used to the wild, empty stretches of sand. That's where the Magi came in. At first, they were hired as mercenaries, like ancient bodyguards or spies. Their job? Patrol the desert, stop raiders, and guard important caravans. Imagine this. You're a villager in ancient Egypt, and suddenly, a Magi scout appears over the dunes. You know trouble is coming, but help has arrived too. As Egypt went through hard times, the Magi became more than just fighters. They were peacekeepers, detectives, and border guards. By the Middle Kingdom, Pharaoh Amenemhat officially brought them into the army. From outsiders to royal protectors, from desert nomads to elite guards. This was just the beginning of their legendary journey. How did a group of wandering desert nomads become some of the most respected fighters in ancient Egypt? Simple. They trained harder than anyone else. The Magi weren't just soldiers. They were specialists. They mastered everything from wooden staffs for close combat to deadly accurate bows and slingshots for long-range attacks. But their real strength wasn't just in weapons. It was in their knowledge of the desert. They could read the sand like a book, spotting footprints, tracking animals, and predicting danger before it struck. Now here's where things get really cool. The Magi didn't fight alone. They had some very unusual partners, dogs and monkeys. Yes, you heard that right. Dogs were trained to guard temples and tombs, using their powerful noses to sniff out intruders. Some tomb paintings even show dogs working side by side with Magi officers. And get this, monkeys helped patrol busy markets. These clever creatures were trained to spot thieves and even tackle them until a Magi officer could arrive. Can you imagine seeing a monkey grab someone's leg in the middle of a crowded market? One famous tomb relief shows exactly that. A monkey holding onto a thief while a Magi officer moves in to make the arrest. Talk about teamwork. In high-stakes cases like the Ramesside tomb robbery trials, the Magi played detective, investigator, and judge, all rolled into one. They collected evidence, questioned suspects, and made sure no tomb thief escaped justice. This wasn't just about protecting gold and jewels. It was about guarding the soul of a pharaoh and ensuring their journey to the afterlife stayed safe and sacred. You might think guarding a tomb sounds easy. Just stand there and look scary, right? Not for the Magi. Tomb robbers were smart, sneaky, and determined. They dug secret tunnels, bribed corrupt officials, and even built fake walls to hide stolen goods. But the Magi were always one step ahead. They watched every shadow, checked every grain of sand, and never let their guard down. If a tomb was broken into, the Magi launched full-on investigations. They followed clues, interrogated suspects, and even set up stakeouts to catch the culprits red-handed. Some of the most dramatic moments in history happened during the Ramesside tomb robbery trials. Magi officers uncovered massive thefts from royal tombs, and they weren't afraid to use extreme methods to get confessions. While today we'd call those tactics harsh, back then they showed how seriously Egypt took the protection of its sacred sites. But the Magi weren't just tough, they were clever. They adapted to new threats, used animals in ways no other force did, and built a system of law enforcement that was way ahead of its time. Even thousands of years later, you can still see traces of the Magi in modern policing. Think SWAT teams, canine units, and specialized crime investigators, all inspired by these ancient desert guardians. So, what do we remember about the Magi? More than just warriors, they were innovators, detectives, and protectors of one of the greatest civilizations in history. Their story reminds us that heroes don't always wear shiny armor or carry flashy swords. Sometimes they walk silently through the desert, watchful eyes scanning the horizon, ready to defend what matters most. And guess what? We're still discovering new secrets about them today. Hidden scrolls, forgotten tomb reliefs, and lost records are waiting to be found. Who knows what else we'll learn about the Magi in the future? Maybe you could grow up to be the next great archaeologist or historian, uncovering ancient mysteries and bringing them to life for the world to see. If you love learning about the Magi, hit that like button and drop a comment below, telling me which part surprised you the most. Did you know they used monkeys to help catch thieves? Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss another adventure into history's coolest secrets. Next week, we're diving into the world of ancient spies, hidden codes, and secret messages. Are you ready to crack the code? See you next week.